Boop. Welcome to this video presentation. Realized I hadn't done a Ask Jofee tag in about a week or so. Can't really remember when I did the last one, so I decided to ask it on the Twitter machine. I said, Twitter, what questions have you got to ask Jofee jokes? You answered. First question: will I be doing a meetup in London? Yes, we plan on doing there's a big event in August in London that we're going to be at, so any of you guys from the UK will be able to travel that and say hi. And more than likely we will be doing other events throughout the year in the UK, as like the Digi Fest thing, Digi show, digital, Digi. What is the best part of being a father? I don't know, there's so many cool things about it. Like, Amelia's like my little friend, you know what I mean? This is like really cool, and I get to like raise her, which is kind of cool. And then Eduardo's my little boy, and it's like, you know, when you're younger and you always think like, oh, when I have my own kids, like, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that, or you feel like, oh, mom was unfair about this or dad was unfair about that. When Amelia, I feel like I get to mold her until she grows up, and then it's like, I hate the way you raised me, and then ends up raising her kids completely differently. I don't know, but being a parent is kind of cool, because they never say thank you, and they never appreciate all the hard work that you put in, but you hope one day they will appreciate you. What other plans do we have? Well, I don't really know. Like, you know, the plan is to go to London, and then from London, it opens up the whole world. Like, you know, from the UK, you can get one flight straight into America, which is pretty cool. You can take a train into, like, you know, the mainland of Europe, Germany, France, Finland, Spain, Italy, all those countries are open to us. And, you know, we're working with an agency over there now who will be able to bring us to all the cool events and road shows and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll have an opportunity to meet loads more viewers this year. If you had another child, would you want it to be a boy, a girl, twins, quadruplets, octuplets, and why? No, thank you. We always wanted 2 kids. I think if Eduardo was a girl, we probably would have went again to see, because I would have been curious to know what it was like to have a boy, and then we would have another girl, another girl, and another girl. But I don't think we're going to have any more kids for the foreseeable future. Maybe something will change, and we might want to have more kids, but for the right now, we're happy enough. Something you can't wait to do with Amelia and Eduardo when they're older, I am like so looking forward to. My brother has a kid who's just turned 5, and when he goes out biking, like on his cycling bike, Dylan goes with him. I'm like, oh man, that's so cool. You know what I mean? Imagine like cycling along and having like your kids cycle beside you, or like going to the cinema and bringing one of your kids with them, or like, you know, going somewhere and bringing your kid, and not bringing the kid to like mind them as like a baby or a child, but bringing them as like a little human friend. How amazing would that be? Or playing the PlayStation multiplayer, like playing zombies, but then like having split screen with Amelia or Eduardo over there, like or having a Minecraft server where we could all join in together, something like that. I don't know, stuff like that, like playing with them and doing activities together. You know, when they're like at that mentally mature age when they can do that. I'm not mentally mature, so I don't know what I'm talking about. What's the best piece of advice I have ever received and thought about before making decisions? Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. It is better to try and fail than not to try at all. That will probably be it, because I have tried and failed a lot, but I'm glad to say that I have tried and failed. I didn't just not do it because I thought I might fail at it. You know what I mean? When do you planning on visiting the United States of America? Maybe, I don't want to say it, but maybe this year. There might be an opportunity later on in this year for us to nip over to the seaboard, but I don't know. I can't guarantee that, but if it's not this year, definitely playlists and vidcons and all that kind of stuff next year, for sure. Which YouTubers do I watch daily? The guys that I watch, you guys probably don't watch, right? It's kind of funny because I watch a lot of like gaming stuff, like You Always Win. I think those guys are hilarious, right? Guns and Meaty, they crack me up when I'm having I don't have a lot of time in the day because I'm looking after Amelia and work and stuff, so I tend to only watch YouTube videos in that morning time when I'm eating breakfast, and I tend to watch You Always Win. They're just these 2 guys, one's from California, one's from Canada, and they play like Minecraft videos together, and I just think it's really, really funny. One of my favorite vloggers, though, which is kind of funny because he's so underrated, right, is Casey Levere. I think he's hilarious, but he doesn't get so many views and stuff like that. Like, you know, maybe he's overshadowed because his brother Shay, but I think Casey is hilarious. Have you guys ever considered quitting YouTube because of all the mean people out there? I will tell you one thing, my friends. Never, ever stop doing something that makes you happy because someone else is trying to make you unhappy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've ever thought or had that conversation with Anna where I felt like, I think we should quit YouTube because people on the internet are saying mean things about me. No, don't do that. That would not be wise, my friend. Because people on the internet say mean things about everybody all the time. Oh my goodness. If you heard some of the things they've said about me, you know, but you just have to like dust yourself up and try again. Well, not really trying again, but just people, I don't know why people are mean to people. I don't know why people say mean stuff to people, but, you know, for me it's like, when I was younger in school, if any of you guys saw it throughout my life, you know, I feel that, like, I always say it to Anna, it's like, when I was in school and I was bullied, I took it all in, I absorbed the pain, and I closed in on myself, and I shut myself off to the world, and it took me probably about 10 years to recover from that sort of trauma in my life. So there's not really much people can say to me that actually really affects me, you know, because I'm just kind of like, oh, how well did you do in school? You may be able to tell it's exam season. I am not the greatest role model for schoolage, my friends. I went to school, right? Here's the thing. I went to school, right? I had parties galore. That's how I had school, right? I had house parties every weekend. I was like running through the parties, running through the girlfriends, running through the sport, just having myself a good old time. A good old hoolie is what I had in school. Now, Anna, on the other hand, she got an amazing leaving cert, amazing junior cert. She studied really well. She did loads of languages and schoolwork. That is your role model for schoolage, friends. Me, nope. Not so much. But then on the other hand, I did go back to college as a mature student when I was about 25. And I did do an honours degree in interactive media. So, I did get a 2-1. They must have made a mistake. They're like, what's that fella there now? Maybe they meant to give me like a 12. No, wait, that'd be 1, 2. I don't know. But I don't know. What is your full name? Denominist Jonathan Patrick Christopher Joly, now Ciccone Joly. In case people always say that in the comments, like, why are you not Joly Ciccone? I actually wrote out a little thing and I put it in the video, like a little bio thing about this. But when we got married, because like Ciccone is a pretty cool name, you know, and Joly is a pretty cool name, and I was like, I don't know which one we want, you know, like, is Joly, you know, Petite is a lovely French name, and Ciccone is like a cool Italian name. So I was like, yeah, it's like, they're both cool names. How could you drop one of them, you know? And then, you know, traditionally, I suppose Joly would have come first, but Joly Ciccone just isn't as well. You know what I mean? It's Ciccone Joly, and little did we know that we would turn that into like video making vlog thing. But yeah, it's a good idea. What is the negative part about being on YouTube? I don't know. You can really take whatever you want from that. Like, I would say, you know, sometimes I think the negative part about being on YouTube is that having to like edit videos every single day and have to film videos every single day and have to like, you know, there's a lot more involved in YouTube than just like filming videos and editing videos. And that's what people say. They're like, we talk about that. It's a simple job. And I'm like, yeah, but like there's a ton more other stuff that's involved. You know, when channels get sort of bigger, become more work and more stuff involved. So, I don't know, sometimes you think like the hate and stuff, but like the world revolves around that. That's such a tiny, minute thing. Do you miss certain aspects of your life now that you have 2 kids? I don't think so. I don't think I miss anything in my life. I just sort of, you kind of go with the flow. You know, like when we had Amelia, when you have your first kid, you're still kind of in selfish mode. So you're still kind of doing your own things and sort of making it work. And then when you have your second kid, you're kind of like, I submit, I give up, I am now a parent, I get it, okay, you know. And then it's like, you stop buying the newest PlayStation game, PlayStation is covered in dust, you know, and then you stop watching so much things, and you stop doing so much things, and then you sort of realize what you really like, because you have such a small time during the day free to actually do anything, that you actually, I don't know, do you enjoy things better because you don't just do things that you don't want to do? I don't know, but I don't regret it. I love them. They're deadly. Says the man with no sleep. 'Tis I. But anyway, crying baby A, and woken up for a nap B, which means time up, my friends. I hope I answered your question. I probably didn't, because I got a bajillion questions and I tried my best to answer as many as I could within the time frame that we have available today. I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. I shall lift you from your pedestal as we shall go wake the child. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to hit that like button, or I will sneak into your window in the middle of the night and I will steal your left sock. So if you wake up tomorrow morning and you've only got a right sock and you're like, where the hell's my left sock? It's because you didn't hit the like button, friend.